Survival sandbox games are a dime a dozen. It's a genre that's been done a million times, and it feels like they've been around since the Jurassic period. Get it? Because this video is about... Anyways, Minecraft really was the match that set off the explosion that is the survival sandbox genre. It's a simple and compelling concept, one that anyone with a pulse can grasp. Don't die. Use the world and resources around you to achieve the goal of don't die. While the concept is simple, it's also one that can be a bit bland and repetitive with how overdone it is. A game needs to do something unique with the concept to stand out. And one game that did just that was Ark Survival Evolved. Ark Survival Evolved is just like every other survival sandbox game on a surface level. You create an abomination of a character. What in the world of tumors have I created? This freak sprints up and smacks your girl on the tushy. What do? You are then dropped into an unfamiliar world with nothing but your bare ass cheeks and a dream. You're met with the threat of starvation and the elements, but most of all, the bloodthirsty DINOs that want to turn you into beef jerky without the jerk part. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, and this is one of the most unique aspects of Ark. You're on an island, not that kind, littered with dinosaurs. Some are friendly little creatures that just nibble on plants, and some are carnivorous and want to nibble on that ass. The best part? Every single one of these creatures can be tamed and controlled by you. And this is the bread and butter of Ark. Sure, there's the basic survival aspects as I mentioned. You have to balance hunger, thirst, and not dying of a heat stroke. There's base building, which is a standard, required feature of this kind of game. Love you, Minecraft! And this is all great. But the dinosaurs are the stars of the show, obviously. Need to gather specific resources for building and crafting, like wood, thatch, metal, and you will need a metric ton of that stuff. There are dinosaurs that collect those resources far better than you ever could with your puny human tools. Need to protect yourself and take on other dino creatures? Tame yourself a T-Rex or something and get to chomping. There's nothing more satisfying than tranquilizing a 15-ton beast, slapping a saddle on it and making it do your bidding. You really feel the power balance shifting in Ark. You start out a feeble, cold, naked, and afraid insect, running around being chased by these stupid little bastards. I hate the Compy, one of the world's smallest dinosaurs, about the size of a coyote, 10 pounds. You start out not knowing how to do a damn thing, but as you level up and make your character better, you unlock engrams, which are basically a tech tree, starting out with basic primitive tools, and moving up to more advanced technology. Before long, you build a nice base with big old walls and turrets. You gather an epic collection of dino creatures like a triceratops named Officer Turd Toucher. Don't ask. You claim a nice plot of land that's yours, and these stupid raptors can't do anything about it. Fuck raptors! I don't like them. Eventually you take on big ol' scary bosses, you get ascendant level gear going from spears and swords to guns and a literal mech. Finally! Now Dad can't say I haven't accomplished anything with my life. I wish he'd come home. Dad? You really start to feel like you've tamed the wild and become a Giga Chad who can't be touched. At least in PvE. In single player. Things change a bit when you throw other players into the mix. It's time we talk about... I have never seen a game with a community like Ark. I mean, in a lot of ways, they're similar to other games in this genre. They're toxic, they're mean, they're greedy little rats! You got stuff, and they want it. They don't care what underhanded tactics they have to use to take it, including abusing the game's many glitches and exploits. We'll get to that. But it's the way the community for Ark kind of naturally began to mirror real-world politics in a strange way. The game has a tribe system where you can group up with other players to cooperate in base building and dino taming. You can form alliances with other tribes in a server, and together you can build up an army of dinos you can use to raid other tribes. Players form alliances, make trade agreements, and defensive pacts. The goal being to become the strongest tribe in the server. The biggest and baddest tribes in every server are called alpha tribes. They basically raid and bully all of the smaller beta tribes, just like real life. You versus the tribe she tells you not to worry about. SMH my head, my damn head. Ark is similar to other PvP survival games like Rust. It's just a toxic pit of raiding, betrayal, drama, intrigue, the works. For example, there's something called inciting, where people will join a tribe just to backstab and betray them so their actual tribe can move in and raid. They'll kill tames, steal loot, destroy defenses, some real spy shit. People didn't just form tribes, they formed mega-tribes that stretched across numerous servers. You see, Ark has a neat feature where you can transfer from one server to another using these big ol' obelisks dotted around the map. Players use these obelisks to transfer themselves and their dino creatures into another server. Large tribes would often use these to invade other servers and take them over. Me and my friends played on multiple servers that were invaded by a mega tribe called Faction. These douchebags basically ruled over dozens of servers and would bring an army of dinos through the obelisks and hunt down every tribe on your server, killing your precious dinos and blowing up your base before making off with your hard-earned loot. And all you could do is just sit back and watch, like a cuck. There was a lot of drama between Faction and another mega tribe called French Touch. They were at war with each other and would invade the other tribe's servers, resulting in large, full-scale battles with dinosaurs and gunfire. I can't think of another PvP survival game where the player base declares war on each other and fights with fucking dinosaurs. The amount of drama me and my friends witnessed and took part in with the Dino Wars in this game could have been made into a shitty Netflix original, let me tell you. We basically got Dino PTSD from this shit. Rest in peace, Officer Donkey, the giant-ass beaver. Losing your tames in this game is a real gut punch. Screw the containers full of loot. When your level 200 Therizino named Timmy the Tickle Chicken dies, it's crushing. You spent, likely, hours watching the damn thing sleep to tame it. You've used it in countless battles, all for some jerk in green flak armor to walk up and 360 triple scope it. The PvP in Ark can be pretty intense. You've got a mixture of primitive and advanced technology. You could be fighting with swords and spears, guns like pistols, rifles, and snipers. And of course, you ride dinosaurs into battle. You've got people shooting at each other, using dinosaurs to take people or structures out, someone trying to pick people off of their dinos with a flying creature. It's complete chaos, and it's peak Ark gameplay. Nothing beats being in a small tribe with your friends, trying to build up in secret without letting the alpha tribe find out you're there. Because if they do, you're gonna get booty blasted by a level 150 giga named the Eliminator. Slowly making alliances with other tribes, making trades, planning a raid on the bigger tribe using the dinosaurs you've tamed, all for them to whoop your ass, kill all of your precious creatures, then blow your base up with C4. You really can't get this in any other game. As fun and interesting as Ark really is as a game, it's not without its issues. Major issues that really drag the game down. Oh, what's that? Oh, nice. It's time to talk about grinding. It's an inevitable part of any survival game, especially a multiplayer PvP one. You have to grind for resources to build up and craft the most powerful gear. If it only took 20 minutes to go from basic naked scrub to beefed up Giga Chad with Iron Man gear, it would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? But in Ark, the biggest grind is easily taming dinosaurs. Holy shit! Taming is a pain in the cheeks in this game. It's probably one of the most boring and tedious things I've ever done in a video game. You would think trapping and tranquilizing big beasts would be exciting, but, not really. You just build a trap, lure their goofy asses into it, and proceed to fire a million trank arrows into them until they go night-night. In the case of the Giga, one of the most powerful carnivores in the game, it takes over 400 tranks with a crossbow. A lot of the dinosaurs in this game take way too many tranks to knock out. Once they're knocked out, you have to keep these goofy goobers knocked out by occasionally feeding them narcotics, or else they'll wake up. How long this takes depends on the dino. To tame them, you have to feed them. Different foods tame them faster than others, but for high-level dinos, it can take a ludicrous amount of time to tame. Like, hours! If you only have raw meat, have fun waiting 5.5 hours for a level 150 Giga to tame, that you just spent 30 minutes tranking to get it to go to sleep in the first place. It becomes a full-time job where you have to sit for hours at a time staring at a sleeping creature until it tames. You can't just leave and do other stuff while this is happening either, because you have to protect it or a random dinosaur or player will kill it while it's sleeping. And again, if you don't pump it full of narcotics every so often, it will wake up and just walk away, dumb bitch. This is dumb and lame, and whoever came up with this idea needs to have their nipples twisted by Ronald McDonald while Jake Paul's music is blasted in their ears for 5 hours. Maybe I do need therapy. A massive issue with Ark is this is an online PvP game with raiding, and there is no offline raid protection. So, this leads to you needing to basically be unemployed to play this game. I'm not joking. On official servers with one-time speeds for everything, taming takes forever, breeding dinos takes forever, everything takes forever. It takes a long time and a lot of effort to build up, even with a tribe of 5+ people. All of that work, weeks and weeks of grinding, can come tumbling down in less than an hour while you're asleep. So, if you don't have someone on guard duty at all times, if you have a job, responsibilities, anything that means you cannot just hop on Dino Game at a moment's notice, you can expect that some wieners are gonna raid your base, kill your creatures, and mug your mom at 4 in the morning while you're snoozing. Idiot. It's pretty deflating, honestly. I remember me and my friends taking long breaks from this game every time we would get on just to see that a month of grinding was just gone. Poof! Pretty sad. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Ark is also pretty damn buggy, honestly. Disconnecting from servers, game crashes, falling through the map, having dinosaurs fall under the map and losing them forever. Undermapping was actually a huge issue. People would just go under the map and be able to destroy your base and kill tames. And the developers, Wildcard, just didn't know how to fix this, apparently. Or didn't bother. This game was optimized like a wet fart. Constant FPS drops. God save your soul if you played the game on consoles. Oftentimes, the game would just end up looking like melted Play-Doh. Just look at these Play-Doh dinosaurs. Absolutely feeble organisms. Speaking of horrible optimization and Play-Doh graphics, they made a Switch port of Ark, and I feel like I need to pour holy water on it. The Switch port for Ark was made by Grove Street Games. Yes, that Grove Street Games, who made the dog water GTA defective editions. And, to the surprise of no one, this is probably the most pathetic excuse of a port I've ever seen. Why did they even bother? Horrible graphics, horrible performance. The game looks like it's crying out for help, begging to just be put down. It's sad. You know what else is sad? How incompetent the developers and parent company for Ark are, and how they've pretty much gone out of their way to kill their own game. Wildcard, the developers of Ark, and their parent company, Snail Games, together are probably some of the most incompetent companies I've seen in gaming. It's bad. Now, I don't really know if most of the blame goes to Snail Games or what, but they have made some really stupid decisions with Ark, and did some straight up scummy stuff that just leaves you scratching your head wondering, are they trying to go bankrupt? One of the kinda nasty things Wildcard did with Ark was sell DLC during the early access period of the game. Yeah, that's a pretty big no-no. Ew, stinky. They sold the Scorched Earth DLC for the game during the early access period, which added a big old desert map. This wasn't just greed, it was a desperation move, because they were literally about to go bankrupt and needed cash badly. Oof. They've added a ton of maps to the game, some free, some paid. I don't have an issue with this, the maps are cool. What's not cool is when a new DLC just completely breaks the game or introduces new bugs. Not cool. Like I mentioned before, the game was also extremely buggy, and most bugs were never fixed. Huge issues with undermapping just remained in the game. They tried to ban anyone who was reported to have abused glitches or exploits, but it was like a band-aid on a gaping bullet hole. Wildcard has also shown themselves to be extremely toxic little crybabies by banning a YouTuber called Hod Gaming for making a video pointing out how broken the game was and the many exploits in the game. There was also a lot of controversy about Wildcard showing favoritism for a tribe called T-Tribe that was cheating, using aimbot and exploits. They didn't get banned and even had a server rolled back to undo them getting wiped.
We were basically globally banned from Conquest by Snail Games for attacking a tribe called T. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys proof of them crashing their own server 11 times to roll it back because they keep losing a gigabyte and basically lose a ton of stuff which really hurts them at this stage of the game. I'm going to be showing you them wrongfully banning our guys for aimbotting, where I also show you his point of view of the fight. I'm going to be showing you where we get so close to their base that we get their generator on their tower offline, and then 30 seconds later we are all banned. I'm also 99.9% sure that their blueprints that T have are spawned in for them by a developer or admin because they are basically overpowered and near impossible to get at this stage of the game.
The parent company, Snail Games, took a lot of the money they made from Ark and tried to create a shitty electric car company called Indie EV. They wanted to put a gaming PC in it because if there's one thing you should be doing while you're driving, it's gaming. It was dumb, and it went under in 2023, going bankrupt. In general, anything Snail Games puts out turns to piss. They released a poopy pirate game, Atlas, that failed harder than my love life. They made Ark, but Minecraft, called PixArk. Complete failure. Their only success ever has been Ark Survival Evolved, and honestly, it seems like that was by accident. They've been struggling to keep up with the demands of a live service game, and it just seems like they're going out of their way to ruin the only successful game they have. Wildcard announced Ark 2 was in development, with a trailer starring the man, the myth, the family, Vin Diesel. This was all the way back in 2020, by the by. They have no idea what they want to do with it. There were rumors it was going to be more of a third-person game with Souls-like combat. Sounds fruity. We've barely heard a word about this game since 2020. It seems like the game is either in development hell, or it's going to be cancelled. Yikes. So, with a declining player base on Ark, a failed electric car company, the second game is probably never coming out, you have dwindling money, what do? Well, why not re-release Ark again? Yep. They put out Ark Survival Ascendant in October of 2023. And it was a massive piece of DINO shit! Performance issues galore, graphical glitches, game-breaking bugs, the works. And if that's not enough, they shut down the official servers for the original Ark. So, unless you want to play on a private server, you better pony up the money for the remaster, which is just the same game again, but slightly better graphics and even more issues. Yay! Wildcard and Snail Games' latest blunder was their most recent Ark DLC, Aquatica. They put out the most AI trailer that's ever been AI'd, with the evil Larry Cat meme guy voice. I wish I was kidding.
Ark has brought you 10 years of unforgettable adventure. All of those journeys, those fights for survival, have been leading to this. Are you ready?
Pathetic. Of course, because this company does nothing right, the DLC is one of the lowest rated in the history of Ark. It's janky as hell, shocker, and it breaks mods. The content on offer isn't even all that good, apparently. It's so bad that the developers made it so you can roll back to a version without Aquatica. It really seems like the developers and Snail Games are going out of their way to destroy their only successful game. It's sad, because Ark Survival Evolved was one of the most unique and interesting takes on the survival sandbox genre that has been so oversaturated. The community made it into an interesting survival of the fittest style struggle with DINO politics. There really isn't another game like Ark, but it's held down by the developers making baffling decisions and seemingly going out of their way to purposefully destroy the game. Honestly, it seems like Ark 2 has been quietly shelved. Wildcard and Snail Games seem desperate for money. I wouldn't be shocked if they went bankrupt in the future. It sucks, but what can you do? I just wanted to talk about this neat video game because I have a lot of fond memories on it with my friends. It's sad the state that it's in, and the potential it could have had if the companies behind it weren't, silly. We'll say silly. They're silly little goobers. Thanks for watching. You should watch some of my other videos while you're here, and, drink your milk.